All right. Hey, how's it
Hey,
going?
Sam.
We're
Nice to see
back.
you again. Yes, we're
We're
back.
back. I'm we've gotten rid of Alex.
Well, I think he's alive. He's just not here. So we haven't fully gotten rid of him.
We definitely got rid of him. He's down in the river in the trunk somewhere. We had him kidnapped and yours replacement. So uh it's a new era of Alina and Sam as hosts for Okcoin Live and Alex, we wish you well.
Hi, Alex.
Yeah,
You've set a very, very good example, and I'll try to live up to you. But
exactly.
so, Sam, it's getting close to the holidays.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Before we get there for the holidays, like, why don't you talk about yourself? What do you do here at OKCoin?
Sure. Well, I talked a little bit about myself in the El Salvador episode. Super
Hmm.
fans will remember. If you've watched every single episode of OK Coin Live and studied it, like I have, you'll remember that I hosted right after I came back from El Salvador, and we were shooting some wonderful I Am Satoshi stories where we profile wonderful people that are using Bitcoin. Um, and other cryptos. And now we were just in Miami, so it's kind of similar. We just came back from Miami and we shot a lot there, a lot of interesting stuff that we're gonna release on our channels.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
before we get to that, let's talk about what's happening right now.
yes,
OKCoin is the best place to buy cryptocurrencies, hand down. We have great fees when you're buying and selling crypto. We have a huge selection, and that's kind of the nom du jour today. Is that this is the 12th day of our 12 days of crypto.
it is.
We've now yeah, actually the reason that Alex is not here is because he's died of exhaustion from launching 12 assets in 12 days.
Yes, I think that's a world record. And you know how when you were a kid, you had an advent calendar, or some of us we lit our menorah. Now, as an adult, this 12 days of crypto, that's been the most exciting thing for me around the
Hmm.
holidays, I have to say.
It's very cool. I we got to give props to the listing team because it's they've done a ton of work and
Yes.
long hours, and there's still long hours to go because there's still some time left to win our giveaway of $5,000. We're giving the person who gets the most likes with the 12 days of crypto hashtag. We're going to give them $5,000. So the time is counting down. It goes to 9 p.m. PST, and then we'll be wrapping it up and we'll be choosing a winner. I think someone had something like 4,000 likes. So
That's
really,
insane.
I
That's
know.
everyone in their address book and everyone in their address book. That's my
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. But if you're an intrepid Twitter person with those Twitter fingers, get them hot and send out some tweets.
Seriously.
If you can get, yeah.
It's honestly, it's a great giveaway, so everyone should enter. But speaking of intrepid Twitters, um, that leads us into our wonderful guest, who I want to get out here as soon as possible because she's so amazing.
Let's bring her
Um,
on.
oh,
All right,
there she is.
let's go to
Hello.
Nicholas.
There she is. So, intrepid Twitter. We want to introduce to everyone Leah from Girl Gone Crypto. And no doubt you've seen her before. She's very active in the space and quite the celebrity. She produces my favorite thing to watch, which is the Crypto Minute.
Yay.
And you're like a self-described crypto nerd. So I love it.
Well, I think we all kind of are, right? Like, even if we didn't start out that way, once you get on the rabbit hole, it's game over.
And we just spent a lot of time together in Miami, which was great. We'd never met before, but you were there for Art Basel, and we were there hosting events for Art Basel. And it was a very, very good opportunity to meet and talk. And I love meeting people with with whom I can nerd out with on this very, very specific topic. Sam,
And
you're
I love meeting people at $40 million mansions that are friends of friends.
Well, we wanted a good venue
Yeah.
for our events. So
Yeah.
we had to go big, or we were gonna go home. So there wasn't much opportunity. For those of you that don't know, we hosted an event at a private residence in an exclusive area of Miami Beach, and we brought together some of the biggest names, but also just people interested in the space. There were some noobs in the crowd. You were like waiting to get a drink, and people would ask questions. It was actually very, very fun to talk to people at all levels. So
Alina is being too modest here. She's in her previous life was a big time, like a super big time Hollywood producer. And so she knows all the celebrities and knows and just, made 2 phone calls and made everything happen. That's how you get it done in Hollywood.
It's so cool.
Thanks, Sam. Yes, I really appreciate it. But I love our little community, and I love the fact that we have our own celebrities, of which Leah is one. So Leah, I want to know a little bit before we revisit Miami and our time there. I really would love to know how you came into this space. And I always ask everyone this because none of us are crypto natives. We all came into space from different parts of the world. I was a famous Hollywood producer, according to Sam. Which, yes, I was a producer, but I came into it via content and that route. And Sam, what were you before?
Me? Oh, I've been full-time in crypto since 17. So,
but what did you do before then? It couldn't have been your first job.
Oh, my first job? I did a bunch of stuff. I had many jobs. Yeah, I did many things. I was a Russian linguist for a while. That's why both you and I speak Russian.
That's true.
And then I worked for a newspaper. I worked for a hedge fund. I worked for a bunch of people. Did a bunch of things. So, I mean,
and then you found your way to crypto.
Yeah, I started writing a blog in 17, and apparently people found it interesting, and then it just all happened to go downhill from there.
And here you are. It's terrible.
You rolled right into this episode of Okcoin Live.
No. It all kind of went. Everything went up and down, and there was like some. 17 was great. It was all parties, and then 18 and 19 were like sad times when everybody was poor again, and then everything seems to be better now. So.
Yeah, I think we're on the up and up. But Leah, how did you get started? What did you do before? And how did you become Girl Gone Crypto?
It's kind of a crazy story, but I mean, I feel like all of our stories of how we got into crypto are like kind of crazy. There's no like, I don't know, my friend, I don't know. We all have our own little past, but it's funny because I actually first heard about Bitcoin back in like 2011, 2012, because I had a friend that was like a hardcore like home amateur Bitcoin miner. Like I would go over to his apartment and it would be like just mining rigs and ASICs cards, like whatever it was like back then, like everywhere. And like it was so hot in there because if you've ever been in like in a room that had like a bunch of miners, it's just like the heat coming off of it. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, what is this madness? And so anyway, that was my first impression, which obviously I was like, this is like not a thing for me. This is like, he was like, I can help teach you how to set that up. I'm like, no. Like, I'm okay. And so anyway, the same friend kind of over the years kept being like, you should really check out Bitcoin. And I was like, I guess so one of these days. But anyway, fast forward to 2017. And it's so random, but I kind of like stumbled across, I don't know if you guys remember the blogging platform Steemit. That was like really big back in 2017, 2018. Yeah. So anyway, so I kind of stumbled across that, and I had never made content before. I had never written a blog post before. And I started, just kind of like a channel on there, and I started earning crypto for posting. And I was like, gosh, this is like so cool. And at the time, like the price of Steam was pretty good. So it was like a pretty like decent amount. And I was like, okay. So I just kind of started doing that more and more. And I wasn't even like blogging about crypto. It was just so random. I'm like, I just made a new dip recipe. And like, I don't know, like like when they launched video options, I started doing like ukulele covers, and I would just sing and I would post that. And I was like earning crypto. And like, so the funny thing is then I started getting like all these requests to go speak at crypto conferences. And I was like, oh no, I don't really like know that much about crypto. Like I'm just kind of here like, no, we think your story's cool, how you're like earning crypto with your ukulele and like anyway, so I started traveling to some crypto conferences and like speaking on some panels and giving a few talks, like different things like that. And so finally, like about 2 years ago, I was like, like I kind of like this whole content creation thing. Like this is actually pretty fun. Maybe I should try starting a crypto channel. Because at this point I'd been, around crypto for a few years. Like I said, I've been meeting more people. I've been like personally investing and learning more, and all of that. And so I launched Girl Gone Crypto in 2019, and it's been like a rocket ship. I mean, it's just been like so much fun. It's just like yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of here we are now.
So let's give people, if they haven't heard of you, which I'm sure they have, but Sam, should we play a sampling of the kind of content that Leah now produces?
Yeah, it's funny that you're making like Web3 or you're making content with Web3 before there was Web3 and with Steemit, right?
Right.
And now there's like a whole resurgence of like content creation on like Web3, but we've had it for like 4 or 5 years. It's just being like rebranded and repackaged now, which is I think we can talk about that after the crypto minute that we have lined up. So let's go see what happened in Miami.
Yeah. What?
To the Crypto Minute Miami edition. It's a 1-year anniversary of Ethereum's beacon chain. Goldman Sachs is working on a way to accept Bitcoin as loan collateral. Bitcoin network now handles more volume than PayPal. Imagine being a no-coiner. MicroStrategy buys another $414 million of Bitcoin. Thanks for calling the emergency crypto dip hotline. Please hodl. We're all gonna make it!
Will alt season come faster if I keep refreshing?
Twitter adds an Ethereum tipping option. Fidelity launching a spot Bitcoin ETF in Canada this week. Randy Zuckerberg joined Okcoin as an advisor. Cash App now supports Bitcoin Taproot. Budweiser changed their profile name to beer.eth. Ross Holberg is launching an NFT. The SEC just rejected the Bitcoin ETF application from Wisdom Tree. Square's changing its name to Block. And Square rebrands to Spiral BTC.
Buy the dip.
So I guess Facebook is going to start allowing crypto ads again. Do you take Miami coin? Is ETH going to flip Bitcoin? The market decided to have a Black Friday sale. Art Basel.
Yeah, there you go.
We are still so early. $106 million of Metaverse land was sold last week. Keep stacking and I'll see you next week. Yay! Oh my gosh.
My question after seeing that, every place you go, every street you cross, are you like, oh, I should film some content? Is it a disease at this point?
Right, it probably is. My poor sister, who she works with me and she helps me with like filming and like doing editing and making content. Yeah, I swear, like we're both on the same page now. We walk past something cute, we're like, all right, we got to film a line, So.
Yeah, you can't just live life anymore. You constantly have to create crypto content, no matter where you are or what you're doing. And crypto changes so quickly. There's probably not a shortage of things for you to report on every week.
There really never is. And it's really like cool of you guys that you show that video, because that's like really my favorite thing that I'm doing right now. I started the Crypto Minute about a year ago, and it's just I try to fit in as many news stories and as many interesting different ways, as I can in 1 minute. And so like to your point, like I haven't, really had trouble running into content ideas, and it's been like a whole year. So
it's easy in Miami when there's like everywhere is beautiful, right?
Yeah, what did you see in Miami?
I think I saw half of Miami in that video.
Oh, I know. Like everywhere we went, we're like, we got to film more lines, which is why sometimes the audio is not as good as others. Because like, I'm somewhere on my phone if we're like in the moment, and somewhere on like my nice camera setup. But yeah, it's Miami was so beautiful. It's such a pretty backdrop, and like I don't usually wear that many like cute clothes either. So I was like, okay, I've got all my like Miami clothes. Like I need to like really like bring it here. But yeah, usually I have more like costumes and stuff. So if you check out other crypto minutes, there's a lot of really weird random like whale costumes and dog costumes for when I talk about Doge and just random stuff. So
and Sam, you know this because you're there on the ground, but Miami has this energy. There's a lot going on in tech right now, and Web3 and just crypto. The mayor is doing so much. He's a great partner of ours. And last week's Okcoin Live was an interview with Hong and him that we were able to do while we were there. But did you feel that in the air, that energy?
Yeah, it just like everywhere you look, I feel like it's vibrant. Like there's so much happening. There's so many different like people that are just like doing cool things, that are like living their life, versus like so I'm based out of Seattle, which feels so sleepy compared to Miami and it's like rainy. And then in Miami, you've got this vibrant art, you've got the beautiful palm trees everywhere. Everyone's like dressed in fun colors. It's just like everywhere you look, it's kind of like exciting. So
And I really sort of want to highlight, because this is a mission of Okcoin, but we have a lot of women on our team who, Leah, you were able to meet and witness kind of the female energy. And we really take pride in trying to get more women on our platform, trying to educate more people about crypto, more women, and also just having a really diverse sort of team. Did you notice that at all? I know oftentimes wherever we go, we're like the only women there. And you cannot relate. Did you find that to be true? Like, I found a great camaraderie and a really good sort of feeling amongst all of us.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Like it was unreal to be with the Okcoin team. And it was like all of these incredible women that are just so creative. Like you get talking with them like, wait, you did what in your life before this? Like just so successful, like just so smart, so nice, so down to earth. Like I felt like we were all instantly like best friends. I was like, oh, so like I can't believe this is our first time hanging out, And so it was such a contrast, especially like, we mentioned crypto events earlier, and then oftentimes like it's funny, like I was at an event recently where there's like no line for the bathroom at like the women's, which usually at a big event there would be. We're like, oh, you can tell you're at a crypto event right now. There's no line for the women's bathroom.
There's one for the men's, right?
There's one for the men's. Yeah, exactly. And it's such a funny contrast, but like hanging out with the Okcoin team, and I know that you mentioned earlier like the big party, like it just everything was so fun, like, and it was just so great, and getting to meet Hong was incredible. She is just such a like powerhouse, but so kind and approachable. And anyway, I didn't like before I met you guys, I didn't really know how cool Okcoin was. Like I was like, oh yeah, Okcoin's like cool. Like I've seen you guys obviously like around because you guys are one of the top exchanges in the world. But like to actually get to like see kind of inside a little bit and like the team, I was like, this is really really cool place. So.
Yeah, that's really, really nice to hear. And I honestly our culture, it kind of speaks for itself. Like we all are very, very passionate about crypto. And we're very passionate about bringing more and more women. I feel like it's something that I talk about in my real life all the time. And I try to onboard all of my friends and take them down the rabbit hole. Are you doing the same thing?
Oh, absolutely. And it's what's so interesting too that I think, and this is obviously like just a gross generalization, but women tend to be maybe a little bit more like not intimidated by like investing in it, but it's not as much of a conversation with my friends. Like they're not like, hey, are you buying stocks? Are you doing this? Like it's not really something that naturally comes up, but I'm like, you guys, like you could change your life if you really start like learning how to manage your money and invest in, I'm like, I can tell you what I'm investing in with crypto, you know what I mean? Like, kind of thing. Yeah. And it's just, it's such an amazing opportunity that's totally changed my life completely in every way. And I'm like, I want that for all the people I love. Like, I want all the people around me to like be on this ride with me because it's so exciting. So yeah, I feel the same way.
Isn't it funny how as you get older, people's like number one concern is usually money and finances, but they won't take like an afternoon to read the white paper or read blog posts or watch like we are getting it out there. I feel like I tell everyone, I yell it from the rooftops, like this is a concern that you either have already or are going to have, and the answer is right here. So I want to, yes, go ahead.
And like our own polling data from people, and especially women, just the number one concern about getting into crypto is like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to buy. I don't know. It's so confusing that it's I'd just rather
Yeah.
like not participate than take the time to go read some stuff, because it can seem very complex. And so like onboarding that next generation of people into crypto
Totally.
it's a teaching moment. It's anything else.
And Leah makes it so approachable. When you watch
Oh.
the Crypto Minute, you just kind of fall in love and you're like, oh, that's interesting. And you just sort of, I think that we as an industry have a long way to go in making it digestible and getting people interested who are not financial experts, who maybe have not even an understanding of regular economics, and much less how crypto is disrupting that. But I do have a question that I've been saving.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Yes, I'm such a fangirl. Could you see? I'm like getting.
Oh my God.
So yeah, but
So
since
cute.
we have you here, this is my question. So when you were at the beginning of your career, when you were kind of diving into this in 19, you said, there were two kind of ways you could go as a content creator. I think you could really lean into crypto, or you could be Bitcoin only. So I know that there's a lot of controversy, and there's Bitcoin maximalists. For all of you that don't know, it's a whole subset of people that believe Bitcoin is the only way. And then there's people, I think that are more inclined to give other coins a chance. So can you tell us what your thinking was and how big of a decision that was for you, and ultimately how you decided to be girl gone crypto, not girl gone Bitcoin, which doesn't have the same ring to it?
No, that's such a good question. And it's very like intuitive that you kind of like picked up on that, because yeah, it is actually a really big decision to think about when you're kind of deciding to start a crypto channel. And so what's kind of funny is that my own journey of like Bitcoin versus altcoins is like actually kind of like opposite of most people. Like I think most people, well, maybe not now that there's so many more like, like meme coins and things like TikTok we are getting into, but like, I think generally most people get into Bitcoin and then they start learning about other coins, where I was kind of the opposite because of my, experience with like Steemit. And so, I was earning Steem, but then I started buying other altcoins. I was like, oh, this is so fun. And I had like some Bitcoin when I went through the last big bull run in 2017. But then a lot of my altcoins, like, oh my, like they still have never really recovered. Like some of them, like I've got some old 17 bags that we will not speak of, like he who shall not be named. Like it is like not good. And so I think that experience where I was like, oh, I should have maybe been buying more Bitcoin, because that's something that I really fundamentally understand more, versus like I was buying random altcoins just to be like, I don't know what's going to pump next. I don't know. Right. And so I kind of shifted my mindset that during the bear market, I was like stacking sats hard. I was like, you talk about dollar cost averaging, like every month I was super like, okay, what can I do? How can I like earn more money? How can I reduce my expenses? I was like so focused, because getting that little glimpse in the 2017 run, I was like, oh, wow, if this happens again, which, it should with, the Bitcoin halving and like the next cycle, blah, blah, blah. I was like, this could be pretty cool. Like, if I really work hard and really do my best to stack, the next few years. So I went pretty like hardcore Bitcoin for like years, actually. And then I started being like, okay, so there's a lot to this Ethereum thing, and there's a lot of development happening in like other areas. And so then I kind of started diversifying, again. And so when it came time to like really start my channel, when it came down to it, I was like, even though at that time in 2019, my portfolio was almost completely Bitcoin, I was like, in my heart, I'm not like a Bitcoin maxi. I think there's a lot of value in a lot of these other projects and chains, and there's a lot of development and just like cool things that are happening. So I'm like, to me, it just made more sense to kind of go a little bit broader, because there's a lot of things that I wanted to explore and I wanted to, get to maybe learn more about in my channels. And I know it sounds funny, but like, one of the best ways to like learn something is to really dive into it, to where you have to like then create content about it. And so, I'd say like really the first like year of my channel, I felt like I was learning so much, and I'm still am, but it's, it was just kind of I wanted to be broader, because I thought there was value in a broad aspect of things, if that makes sense.
And plus, like, you start meeting a bunch of people, and it's hard not to give money to really smart people that you meet. You're like, wow, I can't believe you're building this. Like, can I just like buy your token or give you maybe a few grand to go do what you need to do? Like, I believe in you, right? So it's like, I think that's super important as well. And like, I think the one thing that the maxis get wrong is that they talk about decentralization, they talk about the technology, they talk about the culture. But for new people getting in, right, it's not just about that. They don't want to be talked down to and be forced to buy somebody else's bags. And they want to have the same upside that the people that were buying 5 years ago had now. And like you see that in what's been popular this year, like Shiba, like huge, Solana, huge. It's like the whole NFT thing, huge as well too. So like I just don't agree with the Maxi sitting on the sideline being like angry at everybody when they came in the same as all the new entrants are coming now. It's just they're buying other things that have pretty big upside.
And I have to say, a lot of the other communities in crypto are it's so fun to get to be part of them. Like the NFT community is so friendly, is so fun, is so creative. The Ethereum community is amazing. So it's like, I would be like sad if I like was shut off from like really being able to participate in that. Like I like being part of those communities as well. So
yeah. Do you find that, I mentioned this earlier, is like now that we have a whole like Web3 platform coming, like do you see your content like changing or like having any leverage because of like NFTs or anything else that's being built out in space right now?
I'm not sure exactly like how that will end up looking or what it'll be. I'm very open to exploring things as they come. I mean, I think that's part of what's so exciting about being part of this like constantly evolving and growing and changing industry where everything really is like cutting edge because it's, it all happens so fast. And so I'm definitely open to exploring different things. I don't have like a, roadmap for that specifically, if that makes sense. Like I don't have an example to give you of how that might shift, but yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting that like we can do whatever we want to do. We can be whatever we want to be. Like that's what's so cool is like crypto can be whatever it wants to be when it grows up, and so can we as we create content and create resources around crypto. So
yeah, but as a content creator who moved from like Steemit to like YouTube and TikTok and Twitter now, like what's changed in that time period? I mean, that's a long period. And when you talk about the tech that's come out, like how, with all these different channels, like how do you manage it all? And how does how's the evolution been? I mean, if you look back on your like Steemit streams versus like what you're doing now, it's probably a world of difference.
It's so different. And like what's kind of funny is like sometimes I look back and I'm like, man, that was my best work. Like it's just been downhill from there. But not in a production quality, but just because I think I was like, when you don't have as many eyes watching your content, you feel like really just like, hey, I'm gonna do whatever, like, and so like sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, I was like really just like a free bird doing whatever. Like it's kind of like that it's kind of fun to look back on the archives, if you will. But yeah, it is also funny, like from like a video and audio quality standpoint, some of the things that I thought were like decent back then. I'm like, oh, rough.
Well, I think you should bring the ukulele back for a special appearance. I didn't know about the ukulele, but now that I know about it, I think it has to make its way back into your content.
It does every once in a while.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
But it's been like a year, I think. So last Christmas I did a music cover. Instead of The War Is Over, I turned it into Fiat Is Over and like I did it on my ukulele. It was fun.
Leah, can you tell me a little bit about the content creators that you follow and like in the space? Especially for people that are kind of first getting into it. Who do you follow and like?
Oh, that's a great question. There's obviously, I mean, I guess it depends. It would start with like, okay, what platform do they already use, right? Because if they're mostly on TikTok, I'm not going to be like, oh, here's a YouTuber, right? Because they're probably not going to come over to YouTube. Or like if they're like, what's Twitter? I feel like that's like all of my like friends in real life are like, people still use Twitter. I'm like, yeah, are you kidding? Like, so yeah, probably like it would be like a little different for each platform, but yeah, I think that like some of the content creators that I really like that I think are doing a good job. If you're looking at like kind of just like like Bitcoin specific content, I really am digging Natalie's Coin Stories podcast. I think that she does a great job. She really interviews a lot of great voices in the space, like when it comes to Bitcoin. I think if you're looking at just kind of more like general crypto, like there's actually this like, he's more like finance, but I don't know how you say it. It's like The Real Hurrah or whatever on TikTok, but he does great finance and crypto, like TikTok videos that are really funny. So, obviously like on Twitter, there's like a lot of people I love following, like Crypto Finally and I are like super good friends. So obviously like I love following her, in the Spanish-speaking community. Tech with Catalina and I are good friends, and she makes she puts up videos like every day in Spanish. I don't know how she does it, but she does a great job. So if anyone's watching this that's Spanish speaking, definitely go check her out. Anyway, I could keep going, but yeah, there's a lot of great creators in the space for sure.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how things have shifted in the past couple of years. Like the whole emergence of TikTok, because like content that works for YouTube doesn't work for TikTok. It's a totally different medium. Right.
Totally.
So it's there's more like dancing and singing and
Yes.
If only I was better at dancing. If only.
And ukuleles. But yeah, we do have some things on the horizon. I'm not going to say too much now, but we have some very exciting things planned for Okcoin's TikTok. So we will be definitely debuting some of our latest content, possibly in future episodes, but we're very, very excited for that. So speaking of things on the horizon, Sam, I think now would be a great time to show a video that we just finished yesterday about just a kind of a summary of all the things we've been working on at Okcoin this year. And we want to show people all of the exciting things going on and kind of summarize it all. It's been a big year for crypto and a big year for us. So yeah.
Okay, I need 1 second just to pull this up.
Sure.
We're gonna go down into watching mode.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Where's the popcorn? Should have brought some.
Yeah.
Let's get going.
We thought 2020 was a big year for crypto, but 2021 was next level. It was a year of Bitcoin. We saw all-time high after all-time high, ending the year at an almost 300% price increase since last fall, bringing Bitcoin's market cap all-time high to 1.3 trillion and cementing its place in the most valuable assets in the world. But price isn't everything. It was a year of stories. Just a few things that added to the explosion of Bitcoin adoption around the world. El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender.
Queda aprobada la ley de Bitcoin.
Plus, friends in Brazil and more countries are rumored to do the same. The first Bitcoin futures ETF passed.
The SEC approving this ETF is a big signal to the market.
Plus, institutional investors poured in. Corporations like MicroStrategy, Square, and Tesla added billions to their balance sheets. Icon Ray Dalio said cash is trash, and that investing 20% of your portfolio in Bitcoin might be a good idea. Senators fought for sound legislation. And some representatives joined the Pay Me in Bitcoin movement, while athletes jumped on the rocket ship in a big way. Hey, Odell Beckham Jr., Russell Okung, Sean Culkin, Aaron Rodgers, and Saquon Barkley.
Okung took half of his $13 million paycheck in the cryptocurrency.
Bitcoin made big moves, but it was also a year of altcoins. The altcoin market cap grew over 600%. Ethereum ended the year with an almost 500% price increase, had record transaction numbers, and Ethereum, Doge, and Shiba Inu were among the most talked about coins this year. It was the year of NFTs. Non-fungible artifacts exploded with punks, apes, and Top Shot selling for millions of dollars, a lot of ETH. And leading Web3 metaverse companies now sit at a $27.5 billion market cap. A year of gold. Wait, never mind. At Okcoin, it was a year of growth. Ending the year with 2,800% more customers and over 450 growth in institutions than the beginning of 2021. We more than doubled our team to over 200 employees in 12 months and officially became a remote first and announced a new hub in Miami.
We are still so early.
We launched a rebrand and the easiest to use crypto mobile app in the 190 plus countries we serve. It was a year of assets and innovation. We launched over 40 new assets, including being the first to list Stacks, AVAX, Near, Star Atlas, Miami Coin, and many more.
This is the first time consumers can actually use a crypto asset to participate in, say, civic engagement.
Oh, and we've delisted a couple too. We became the first US licensed exchange to have a Lightning node and more layer 2 integrations with Polygon and AVAX C-Chain. We introduced the world's first fee-free DeFi and staking experience with over 20 new staking offers on Okcoin Earn. We brought the easiest to use crypto app in the 190 plus countries we serve. We pushed toward a new Bitcoin standard with Sats mode to show decimal-less Bitcoin across your portfolio, buys, and milestones. We formed a brand advisory council to advise on how we can make crypto and crypto careers more welcoming for everyone, starting with Randy Zuckerberg and pledging to have 50% women on our platform by 2025. Woo! Let's just say this year was kind of a big deal. And it all couldn't have happened without you. Way to hold it down all the way to 2022. Congrats to our customers, partners, Bitcoiners, altcoiners, Dozers, hodlers. We see you. We're gonna make it.
All right. That was
Oh
great.
my gosh, that was so good. You guys crushed it. I can't believe I made a cameo appearance too.
Yeah, we couldn't have a year-end video without you making an appearance. Are you kidding?
Oh my gosh, I have to say the digs at gold and like Bitcoin Cash is like really funny.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was good.
surprised Gold hasn't responded. It's been kind of silent. We released it earlier. No word from Gold.
Peter Schiff hasn't seen it yet. That's
No,
all.
not yet. We should tag him.
Oh, seriously, well done. That was cool. I like the recap of like kind of clumping like, legislators, mayors, athletes, because there really were a lot of, balance sheets of like kind of buckets of stories that happened this year for sure.
Oh, totally. And so many people jumping on the bandwagon and so much news and reporting on it, which I think just spreads awareness and really gives people an idea of how widespread it's becoming. But at the same time, like you said in the video, it is still so early. I hear that a lot too, like, oh, it's too late. What do you think of that when people say it's too late?
You know what? I think that everyone thinks they're too late when they first jump in. And, it's funny because in 2017, I was like, wow, I really missed the boat. I was like, I can't believe I'm spending more than $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 on a Bitcoin. It's just so funny to think about. Right. And even when Elon Musk earlier this year added, Bitcoin to the Tesla balance sheet, he even said, he's like, gosh, I feel kind of late, and so I think that everyone feels late. And obviously kind of what was even illustrated in the video you guys just showed, Bitcoin was up so much, altcoins were up even more. So there's different varying levels of kind of explosive opportunity, but there is opportunity everywhere right now, and I think that's really exciting. So
yeah, if anything, it's just getting bigger. I know that the funding rounds this year have just been insane. Crypto has really, really gone mainstream. Like pretty much every sports team has a backing from or sponsorship from a crypto company now, which I think maybe that's 2022 for us.
Ooh.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't know. I need to go talk to Hyder about this. I have some ideas. There's the World Tag League that we can go.
Oh yeah, the World Tag League. There's probably dodgeball.
Or curling.
What other mainstream sports? Curling. About hot dog eating. No one's doing. I haven't seen a crypto company.
There we go. That's actually really good.
It's a classy look.
What's the guy's name that wins the hot dog eating competition every year?
I don't know. That's something
Anyway,
I don't.
We should find that guy.
I don't watch that usually. I don't know. Sorry.
No, but maybe you're giving me ideas. Maybe we could send Leah to the hot dog eating contest.
There we go.
A minute from there.
I'm to film it, not to compete, right? I don't know how many hot dogs I can eat.
No, we'll send Mary to compete and you to this series content. For those of you that don't know, Mary is Leah's right-hand sister who shoots all of her content. But I just want to see you reporting on Bitcoin news while someone is dipping a hot dog in water.
I think we can make that happen.
Okay, listen, you heard it here first. Now that we put it out into the universe, we're going to have to make it happen. And I do think that I do want to see Crypto Minute. I want to see it in weird places. So yeah, I want to see it in strange venues and change it up. So I wish that for you. I wish that you would go to all these cool places, experience cool things, and keep doing the Crypto Minute because I think it is making an impact. I really do.
Well, I appreciate that. No, and it's like so cool that you like kind of picked up on that, because that's like really my whole mission with making content like that, or doing kind of like funnier TikTok kind of things. It's like I want crypto in general to feel less like nerdy and feel less like, I want it to feel more approachable, where people can be like, oh, okay, like this is the kind of content I watch on like a normal basis in other areas of my life. Like maybe this isn't so scary to kind of start dipping the toe into. So I appreciate that. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to go
You're
for.
speaking my language, because I create content for a living. I was a producer on Bravo, and I produced The Real Housewives and many mainstream shows. And it's my personal mission to get that level of content into crypto, because I think the more that we elevate our game, and that's speaking to everyone out there that's in the crypto space, I think we all need to elevate our game and to really draw people in. And one way to do that is like you're doing, which is why I admire you so much, is really putting a lot of thought behind how to be approachable, and also the quality of your content. That speaks volumes.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Sam, any last thoughts? Leah's been so generous with her time and so insightful. And yeah, so wonderful. Any parting thoughts for I think it's our last episode for the year.
It is our last episode for this year. Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for having me on as like the final like holiday season guest, So we'll have to go back to Miami sometime and, like hang out. And that was so fun.
Aren't we going to be there in April of 2022?
Oh yeah, isn't that the big? That's the big Bitcoin conference is in April this year.
Yeah, Bitcoin 2022, where you and I can just get to the bathroom, and Sam is going to have to wait 3 hours.
Right, it's a fact. It's a big conference.
You and I will walk in leisurely, take our time, plenty of stalls open. Meanwhile, Sam is like around the corner at a Holiday Inn Express trying to use the bathroom.
Exactly.
That's my prediction. I'm not big on predictions. I know everyone in the space is, but that's mine for April of 2022, where we will be.
It's, it might be pretty accurate. I'm just glad they're doing it in April this year. June was kind of hot last year, so April's perfect for Florida.
Right, Sam? Is that a good time to do?
It's okay. It's not like December and January, but it'll be okay. There's the Bitcoin conference coming up, North American Bitcoin conference coming up in first part of Q1 here in Miami, and there's a bunch of other stuff happening in Miami. I mean, Miami's the center of the world now for crypto, so it's where everybody wants to be.
Yes, and we want to be there, hopefully all together and soon. Leah, thank you again. Sam, it was a pleasure hosting with you. I hope that I did Alex proud. And no one really missed him too much, but we'll see all of you in the new year. I think we're going to make it, guys.
Yeah.
We're all going to make it. Oh, thank you guys so much for having me on. This was really a lot of fun to get to hang out.
Amazing.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.